Hey, yo! What's goody, mob?
What it do, baby?
Y'all know how we get down?
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby? As the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Two Letters used to say on the 100 Airs pod. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
How y'all feeling today, man? It is your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again, joined by my brothers as always. We got, to my left, Mr. Two Letters himself.
Swag me out.
Mr. Two Letters, Two Sweaters. If you knew better, you do better. AD. To the right, we got the man formerly known as Ringo J.
Yes, sir.
The Brody Line, Don Juan, Stefan the Don. Out in Indiana. He don't puff the mid.
First of all,
He always coming off the lid.
I am no longer in Indiana.
Shout out to the Brody Bro P Kid.
Hey man, shout out to the Biz Marquee-esque intros.
Hey, listen. First off, moment of silence. RIP to Biz. Thank you very much. Lost a real legend. A real legend.
Shout out to all the
In
friends
the
who don't know
game.
their friends out there.
Man, you know what I'm saying? We really lost a legend in the game.
Facts.
And for muds that don't know, now first things first. Let's do this because I see a lot of people saying new setup, new studio, new setup. No, this is not. This is a decent looking spot though, right? No, this is just the front room. This is the front room of the crib. We got some nice stuff. Don't pull up. You will get. Never mind. But no, we ended up studio one a little bit over, so we had to do a real rush job on this. But it's all good. We in the stew. We live in life. We feeling live. By the way, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports
Weekly.
We don't want you to miss a thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. It's the only channel that's talk Chicago sports, how Chicago sports talk. Now let's get into the show. Let's let people know what we're talking about. We saw. I'm not gonna lie to you. What I have to say was the most dominant performance that I have personally seen with my own eyes that I specifically remember. I need to say that because I saw Jordan in 98. I was 3. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. I saw what happened. I know what went down. I was 3. So give me a break. You know what I'm saying? But we saw one of the most dominant performances in NBA Finals history, and I say that without a doubt in my mind. Although the man to my right might have some slack for you, but it begs the question because this is the Windy City Breeze. Y'all know we in here talking Chicago sports. Are the Bulls in any position to really be contenders in a now? Let's be real, a very deep Eastern Conference. What we saw in the playoffs was not a fluke from a lot of these young teams. A very deep.
Wait, you said deep
Eastern Conference.
I'm only fearing two teams in the Eastern Conference.
Ooh. So we starting off there. We starting off with the disagreement.
It's Brooklyn and Milwaukee. Who else is it?
I'll leave this to Steph real quick. What did he say?
I said I said Brooklyn and Milwaukee. You heard what I said. Brooklyn and Milwaukee is the only one on the hit list.
That's really who you.
Let me help you out.
Honorable mention to the New York Knickerbockers, but other than that, I ain't worried about nobody else.
So you telling me out of all the teams that you could have named, the Knicks was the one that you said you worried
honorable
about?
Mention.
Okay,
Honorable
all right,
mention.
okay. I don't know about that.
You heard me.
Kid, go ahead with it.
So out of all the teams you mentioned, you didn't talk about Philly, who actually was, even with the non-jump shooting point guard, was probably one of the best teams in the league. They were the best team in the league.
Regular season.
You're gonna sit there and overlook Indiana, who even late really started to make a push. Now they got Karis LeVert back. Oh, don't forget the man. Don't forget the man Sabonis putting up big numbers. I mean, the East is low. You're going to overlook Trae Young just coming out and just really outshining everybody. I mean, hey, listen, take a bow. Hey, it's chilly in here. Are we going to really overlook The simple fact that the Wizards really got clicking late, and like if we face the Wizards, we probably get destroyed at the time. I mean, listen, I'm as a hometown faithful, I'm not hoping for it, but guess what? If I see Bill and I see Russ clicking the way they were going against us, I'm having problems. Because guess what? Pat Will ain't ready for them type of problems yet. I don't care who you say. Like the East is as loaded as it has ever been, and then we can mention the Nets. And the Bucks.
Yeah. I
talk to me. I mean, I really want to understand.
This is the thing. I go ahead, Ringo.
I'm gonna say this. Like,
mind you, Indiana had injuries.
First of all, again, what did you say? Second off, bro, you got Atlanta. I'm not really worried about Indiana. I'm not really worried about Indiana. I'm not gonna lie. The Knicks. We don't officially know about the Wizards because it's mad talks out there right now.
Mad trade talks talking about. But I mean, none of the trades I see are making them better or not same level. I should say.
None of the trades I see actually look like they have merit.
I will say
that too.
I'm gonna say this. The Bulls to me in a competitive East, I would say top 5. Like
really,
it'll be
name the 4 teams ahead of
top 5. Okay, maybe I'll throw 6 in there too, cause I'm looking at it like this. You got Brooklyn,
right?
Milwaukee,
absolutely.
Philly,
absolutely.
Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Philly, Atlanta.
It's not okay. I'm with you there.
Then after that, I would say Heat and then Bulls.
He's not, and I respect you for sticking with him, even though it's a Chicago show. But I'm not.
I was waiting for him not to put the Heat up there.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. No, on the real. Let's be honest. They got the most money out of everybody.
The Heat.
We got the most money out of everybody. It's Pat Riley.
But he ain't playing.
I'm not discrediting and saying that it won't get done.
Something's gonna get done.
I think this is the thing.
But the Bulls will be top 5, top 6.
This is the question that you got to ask though, because when we talking about contending, we're not talking about just being there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, can they build a contending team? Because this just because we are, have to marvel at the playoff performance that we saw from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
One of the best I've ever seen.
I should have had this pulled up here, but just in case anybody was wondering what he's done. 2-time NBA MVP, 5-time NBA All-Star, 2021 NBA All-Star Game MVP, 3-time NBA All-First, 2-time NBA All-Second, 2020 NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 3-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, 1-time All-Defensive Second Team. I believe that was his rookie year, by the way. 2017 Most Improved Player, 2014 NBA All-Rookie Second Team. The cap that's on that, I say. 2018 Euro Oscar Player of the Year, which that's crazy. And by the way, now 2021 NBA champion, 2021 Finals MVP, and just to cap all of that off, because there's a lot I said there, right? A lot of good stuff there. 26.
Yeah.
He got 10 years of this left. Hey, and so that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say, can they build a contending team? Can you build a team? And I think that right now, because we'll get into kind of how the Bucks championship win later. Where do you place it and all that? But I can see the Bulls building something that can compete with what we saw from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I can't see him coming up with it now. Unless Pat Williams turned into a god, you're not going to build something that's going to stop Giannis. You're just not. But I can see the Bulls building something that's going to compete with Milwaukee. But do we think that Milwaukee is going to be in this position again next year? Is that the upper echelon of the league, or is it Brooklyn coming back with a fully healthy staff? Is it? I mean, the Bulls. Honestly, I'm looking at y'all. I'm looking at you, AK. Look, it's a lot of work to do.
Hey. The Bucks, what the Bucks showed, especially Giannis, it's not only the athleticism. It's not only the physicality. It's the level of effort.
Yeah.
This man is chasing down blocks 3 possessions in a row. No matter what.
From the 3-point line.
Right. No matter what.
Mean.
Horrible free throw shooting in a game that count. 16 for 14, if I'm not mistaken.
That's not possible.
Or 14 for 16. You're not
he was actually 17. He was actually 17 or
19. 17 for 19?
17
he
for
missed
19.
2, right?
Yeah.
I know he missed 2, my fault. But 17 for 19. Bruh, like I said, the level of effort. When you see some of these superstars, some of that Hollywood, and the effort dials back a little bit.
Yeah.
And you want to turn it on when you need to.
And by the way,
level of effort was consistent.
Oh yeah,
a 50 burger,
absolutely.
A 50 burger.
And what a lot of people seem to forget, we're talking about the 50 burger, we're talking about the big numbers. By the way, we want to hear from you guys as well. The phone lines are up. Call into the show 855-908-5668, 855-908-5668. Pay no attention to the beast in the corner there. That's Coda. He will take
That's
you
the dog
out.
that hates me. Almost eats me every
just
time.
in case y'all think this front room look a little nice, you got to start with him, then you work your way down. No, but and like I said, we do want to hear from you guys. I think the interesting thing about what we saw this year with not only the Bucks but also with a lot of the teams is that the NBA is going to come back stronger.
Yes,
it's going to come back stronger. It just is. They're not going to lose something. But the Golden State Warriors are going to get healthy. The Brooklyn Nets, at least during the season, now y'all know how I feel about Kyrie, James Harden. I think that it's going to be KD and the nobodies, honestly, when it's all said and done, just because I don't think they'll be healthy. But that's usually later in the season. It's not nobody's based on talent. Nobody's based on, I don't think they're gonna be there and help.
You don't know who's gonna be on that floor.
But you got to say, listen, if that team comes back fully healthy, crazy. If I mean, honestly, we said I'm not counting Indiana, but you got to at least kind of put them in the mix because we didn't see them healthy. We didn't see the Lakers in the playoffs healthy. And listen, a lot of that, Adam Silver, you dropped the ball. You were so thirsty for them Christmas Day games. You had to have them. And it cost you. It cost you excellent playoffs. I think we had an excellent finals, but it cost you excellent playoffs.
No, I think he kind of got what he wanted to get out of the playing games. Like the playing games, he really got a level of competition that I don't think he anticipated. Specifically because the Lakers had the playing.
No,
that's all you need.
But listen,
is the Lakers.
But listen, he absolutely got what he wanted because you got to look at it like this: the Golden State Warriors is almost would have been an 8 seed, but they got beat out. And honestly, the way they got beat out, I would have preferred to see Ja Morant in the playoffs. I really would have, and we got a chance to see that. And so now you have to look at what that experience does for that team. It mixes things up in such an interesting way. And so, Steph has already been to that mountaintop several times. Him not making the playoff doesn't hurt his legacy at this point. What would have hurt his legacy is an early exit more than anything else, in my personal opinion. So, I mean, he got exactly what he wanted out of it, but it doesn't. I will say this: I need him to ease up on a couple of things because that early start. I think this is what Pat was talking about. There was a lot of injuries. Now, I'm not going to take the LeBron James and say, I told you so and stuff like that, because I thought that was weak because he only did it after he pretty much lost. But realistically, we were cheated out of a lot of good basketball because those people were injured. You got to look at, like, I know we didn't think of Indiana, but you got to think about like this. Miles Turner was in a running for Defensive Player of the Year because he's putting up 4 blocks a game early in the season. Sabonis next to him was putting up monster numbers. Right. They had Warren, who got injured the first couple games in the season. They just got Karis LeVert back off of a trade. That's a loaded team when they're healthy, right? So, like, while this year may have sucked, but I don't put an asterisk next to it. I think the Bucks absolutely earned everything that they got. You have to look at like the health of the NBA when everybody is healthy and back next year. The Warriors, I mean, the West is going to be very, very hot. But the East even more so because we have so many teams, so many players coming back. Look at Orlando. Orlando was clicking or seemed to be clicking before they fell.
Does it? They might drop off though because of how much they gutted it. They gutted a lot.
You got rid of
Eric Gordon, you got rid of Vooch. You're getting back point guards, but they're young guys. You know what I'm saying? They got it a lot, like a lot. Like I don't get that in the slightest.
Watch out for Boston to make some big moves. We talk about a lot of people. Boston's gonna make some big moves this offseason. One of those people are not gonna be there between. I don't think it's gonna be Tatum. I think they're gonna move Brown.
I think they're gonna move Brown because I think Tatum's kind of the face. I think Tatum's the face of it. Brown was honestly, he plays like a number one, but he was the number two.
The effort though.
I wouldn't.
He's the defense of that team.
I wouldn't move
Marcus Smart.
Oh yeah, Marcus is.
No, he's Marcus Smart. I feel like Marcus Smart
is
getting
the
up there.
heart of the squad.
I feel like Marcus Smart getting up there a little bit.
But for me, I'm looking at the Warriors. I want Clay to come back, and they just run rough. I know they're not gonna run roughshod, but the slander that they've been getting since this man got hurt, has been absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's gonna get tight.
On so many levels.
And one of them teams is probably gonna be somebody like the Suns. That might get
I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people aren't even thinking about this. No Jamal Murray for the Nuggets.
Jamal Murray for
the Nuggets. Healthy Jamal Murray.
Healthy
Jamal Murray is crazy, man. Yeah. Let's hear from the fans, man. The fans already busting. You knew this topic was gonna get them going. Let's go out to Robert out in the 920.
Yo, what's good,
Robert, what's good, man?
What's good, guys? How doing?
You feeling? How's it going, bro?
I'm feeling good. I am so happy that the Bucks actually got, Giannis got a ring because he put in all this work, and I can't down him for what he did throughout the whole playoffs. Even the Phoenix Suns, I give them both credit because the series was fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't disagree. I mean, go ahead.
How everybody's sitting here talking bad about the Bulls, if we go make a splash and get a good free agent, I'm happy for that. Just look at all these names are popping out. The guy from Utah, was it Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell. Yeah.
Him? I'm just putting it out there because I've been hearing a lot of rumors. Even Westbrook out there.
Now Westbrook, I think is more interesting because I think we've heard multiple players that are possibly on the move. And Robert, we appreciate you for calling, man. Stay safe out there.
I appreciate you, Rob.
Appreciate you.
You guys bear down and go White Sox.
Hey, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Hey,
Shout out
to the White Sox. I even said
that's all you can say.
Bro, we not saluting. What is two?
I'm Chicago over everything.
That's all he care about.
No, because see, the issue is they're walking around with their chest out.
Hey, you got to get credit when credit is due, man. Good baseball.
No, Robert. Hey, listen, I'm supposed to have my chest out when I'm 20 games above 500. I'm just saying. But no, and we appreciate hearing from y'all, man. Shout out to Robert. Robert made some absolutely good points, man. Call into the show 855-908-5668. And I think he made some great points there. I mean, there's a lot of names that are out there. The Bulls absolutely can go find a piece. I think Westbrook is a piece that, listen, y'all know my affinity for Russ. Like everybody want to hate on that man Russ. All I say is look at the record. He's out there stat pad and he's not trying to look at the record.
Look, I'm leaning toward Russ now because I hit y'all in the group chat and told you my old man hit me from Atlanta was like, oh, the Bulls finna get Russ. And I'm like, he drive lift. I don't know if he had picked up Russ himself. And Russ had told him that I'm coming to y'all. I don't know. So I'm putting it on.
They're trying to get the money
right now. Shout out to Pop. He told me the Bulls were getting Russ.
Hey, now the one thing I will say though, because I know, and it doesn't make for good radio or good content all the time, but bringing it back down to realism, we still don't even know what our team is capable of after these trades, right? Mm-hmm. And so we don't even know what that two-man tandem looks like. We don't know who's going to be able to step up. We may not need a Russ. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may not need that person. What the person we may need, like if you look at Drew Holiday and some of his post-game interviews and stuff like that, he said, I came in to play a role. They already knew whose team it was. Them people had been there. And for all intents and purposes, he didn't play great He really didn't. I mean, he had a lot of 4 for 19 games, but he filled in the gaps when they needed it. He played lockdown defense when he needed it. We may only need someone that does that and allow our scores to be our scores, because we do have one of the highest rated offensive teams in the NBA.
I'll tell you this, the thing that me and Kid talked about, and then we'll get back to the phones in just a second, legit, just a second. We see you out there. I think that's T. It always comes up as Shay, but I think that's T. Might be Shay, who knows? The auto screening is still in effect. No, the thing me and Kid thought about, I brought up during views, if you bring in a Russell Westbrook to the Bulls right now,
what?
Everybody's like, it'll be the same thing as in OKC. No, it won't. Who was the shooter on OKC?
Didn't have any.
After KD's gone, when Russ was by himself.
Oh, I can tell you, because y'all make fun of, y'all try to slander him about this all the time.
If you talk about this Euro step.
No.
Oh, all right.
No. Dude, you had a roster of Russ, a baby Victor Oladipo, who wasn't even...
Vic really can't shoot.
At the time. Andre Roberson,
definitely can't
who
shoot.
was stealing money.
That's who I was thinking about. And I was like, it's not Thabo Cephalosha, but it's basically the same dude. Roberson was defense. He was supposed to be 3 and D though.
Steven Adams and Kyle Singler.
Yeah.
You know what team you just named? You know what team you just named? You just named the Wizards without Bradley Beal.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically, and that's what I'm saying. Like so Russ in Chicago, to me, he does a lot for the Bulls. Like there's opportunity. And listen, after getting Vooch, I always fall on this. Whenever mugs are like, what do you think the Bulls are gonna do this offseason? We can speculate. We don't know. Because all 4 of us was sitting in a room talking about trades that the Bulls should make. We threw out Paul George. We threw out, this man said Kawhi. Everything was on the table. Vooch was not on the table. All of a sudden, we got a post player out of nowhere that can get that thing done.
Right, he got that out.
You know what I'm saying? And
AK was on a sneaky link.
Now, the one thing I will say AK is not afraid to do, but it may hurt us in the long run, is he's not against giving up the future for right now.
This is the thing. He's not against giving up. He's not against giving up draft picks, but that doesn't bother me because to me, if you have a core, it's fine. Like nobody complains when Golden State gives up a draft pick.
Facts.
Because Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green are there. Nobody complains when the Lakers give up a draft pick because LeBron James and AD.
Contact, you know what you're getting. We don't know what we got.
You don't. But this is the thing.
When you have Steph and you have Klay and you have Draymond, you're like, I know that I have a person that's going to bring up the ball, be the heart of my team, give me some lockdown, dude. I got 2 people that's going to shoot me out of a game any day. I'm going to shoot this team out of a game. I mean, hey, I got a guy that can score 60 to 13 dribbles.
But you didn't always know that. That's the thing. Like we saw Steph and we were like, the thing, listen, I don't know who ankles he went and took, by the way. But the thing that we were talking about is that team developed, but it went through some struggles before it was like, oh snap, wait. Like Draymond was a spot up shooter.
Yeah.
Under Mark Jackson, which is always why I laugh when people are like, Mark Jackson should get a job. No, Mark Jackson made horrible decisions. But Draymond was a spot up shooter when he came into the league. He wasn't, but that's what they was making him. Steph Curry was playing, like it took somebody coming in and saying, no, shoot. You can shoot, shoot, do your thing. Klay Thompson was just a defender. No, shoot. Hey, kid, I see you in practice shooting. Shoot. Like that's a lot of times that's what it takes. And I think the Bulls have that a beginning of that combination. The question is there too much ahead of them? Because Vooch and Zach is a heck of a combination. I'm sorry. Zach LaVine, especially with the court vision he's been showing at Team USA, with the strength he's been showing. I saw him manhandle a human being on the way to the rim. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like with the strength that has been shown and with what's going on, like the foundation is there. Can Pat Williams develop? That's the part we need to know. Can Kobe White? I mean, he's not going to be traded because of the shoulder issue. Probably, more than likely. I would assume more teams than not are not going to go in because this is third injury in 2 years. So he's probably going to be on the team. Can he take another step? He's on the verge of getting traded. Does that light a fire under his butt? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Stuff like that can definitely change a team.
Right.
It make or break a team. Let's go out to these phones again. We're going out to the 773, going out to talk to, it says Shay. Who we got on the line?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on with you, man?
Address some things, address what P-Kid had said earlier. Hey, you saying that Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal could kill us. Remember, we beat their ass twice with both of those guys playing, and this is before we even had Vucevic. This is back when we had Wendell Carter. So you're kind of a little bit wrong on that. And to address another thing you said maybe we don't need a superstar point guard. I was thinking, and you might be right on it, because the Milwaukee Bucks didn't necessarily need a superstar point guard, but they needed a good contributing point guard. I'm gonna give you a point guard that nobody's talking about, Fred VanVleet. And who knows, knowing AK plays now, he might decide to want to bring Pascal Siakam, try to work out there to get Pascal Siakam up here. So don't be on the lookout for that. So because we still need to upgrade this power forward position, because you don't know if Thad Young gonna be here. And I doubt that you want to pair Marco and Vucevic up together. And I don't know if Theis is gonna be back.
Yeah, I'm hearing, and appreciate you for calling, Shay. Made some good points, and I think that Shay's right. Stay safe out there, all right, my boy.
Stay safe, bro.
All right.
I think that he's right. You don't need a superstar guard. The wrong thing off. Fred VanVleet. I cut the wrong thing off. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, you know what? I'm about to go ahead and talk for the rest till we figure
Go
this part out.
solo.
All right.
The thing for me is Fred VanVleet is just got big money, did he not? What's a contract on a
Here's the thing, they're not giving up Fred because they're already losing Kyle Lowry.
He just got paid.
He just got paid like a lot.
Just got paid.
Yeah, you can't give up Kyle Lowry and then lose Kyle Lowry and then give up Fred VanVleet. You can't do both. So they're keeping Fred.
I will say this. I'm of the mindset. I do feel like you need see the difference with Drew Holiday is everybody knew that he was elite on the defensive side of the ball. That's what basically made him stand out. For the Bulls, I'm looking at the roster and me personally, I'm saying to myself that I just feel like they need two pieces now. If they can get the additional types, cool. I'm looking at Duncan Robinson, and I'm looking at Rice. And then if you want to go the small forward route, hit up New York and see what's up with Kevin Knox.
Nah, I think Thibs fell in love with Knox.
Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox was.
But you got a.
Oh no, my bad. That was Obi Toppin, same dude. That was Obi Toppin.
But
I'm sick of the Knicks drafting the same guys in a row.
That Tibbs want to do the Bulls any favors.
Okay.
Nah,
okay.
Tibbs cool with Jerry. Tibbs cool with Jerry.
But I'm saying
he just had beef with Paxson and Gar.
I'm saying,
and really not even Pax, just
even
Gar.
So on a competitive nature.
But
that's true. Thibs is old school. He'll look at you and be like, "No, you the Bulls, we the Knicks. We don't do deals."
Right.
Okay.
Meanwhile, did anybody know John Starks played for the Bulls for like 30 games?
I did not. I did not. But no, I feel like if they get a shooter, which Duncan Robinson could fit that mold with Vooch,
Duncan Robinson's strap is so pure.
Vooch, Seminovic, and Theis.
Yeah.
Then you throw Russ into the occasion. It's a movie. They up that because look at the guards that's in the East. We talking just guard player. Outside of it, you got Trae Young, Malcolm Brogdon is very, very smart on what he needs to do to run that offense.
Yeah.
That's 50-40-90, and he gives you defense. Pair that with Karis LeVert. The Pistons got some nice young pieces. I'm not putting them up that'll do anything, so don't kill me in the chat. The Pistons got nice
and a number one pick. And a number one pick.
So Cade is coming. You don't know if they're getting a big. If the Bulls add Russ, I'm definitely not mad at it.
I don't know if Russ is even an option. I'm gonna be real with you, but it's a good name. It's a great name to say.
Think about the mid-range game and the thing that we was complaining about most last season. We're not shooting enough free throws.
Yeah,
he gonna go to the basket.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's a great name to say.
I like Russ and Zoe. Russ and Zoe is definitely.
Oh, and Zoe too. I'm with you on that.
Let's go back to the phones real quick. We got a few people. The phone lines are jumping today. Shout out to y'all for showing the love. We're going out to the 815 to talk to Luis. Luis, what's good, my boy?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yo, we hear you. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man. How are you guys?
We all good. We all good.
Bro.
All right, so I wanted to say, you guys were talking earlier about where the Bulls can land next season. And I'm thinking they can. This might be me just being a little bit biased, but I think we can be like fourth or fifth in the East, just based off of how many injuries there is. A lot of all-stars in the East, but I think a lot of these guys, they can't hold it together all season. We saw that with Kyrie. He sat out a lot of games and he was still injured. We had some injuries with KD, Bradley Beal, even Joel Embiid. So I think, time is not on their side. So I see the Bulls really taking a big stride next season. And like you guys said earlier, we haven't really seen Zach and Vooch do their thing together that much. So I think, a lot of teams are in for it next season just to see what they got and what they're going to put together.
I think that the fact that like you said, we haven't seen a lot of Zach and Vooch together, and when we did, it looked good. Right. It didn't look good when Lowry was out there with them, but it looked good what we saw from them. So I think that, and Louis, we appreciate you for calling, man. Stay safe out there, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
For sure. I think the interesting thing that you have to look at with like he was saying. With where they can land in the Eastern Conference is I can't take injuries out of it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I can't say we got to bank on Kyrie being hurt. We got to bet like it's not going to be that. Like I do agree with him that Zach and Vooch together is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And to a little like wrinkle, like Brooklyn is bound to have a mixed lineup just like this past season. I think this upcoming season is going to look very similar. Kyrie will take some mental health days. Even some social justice situation will arise, and then he will throw his efforts into that.
Right.
James Harden, we don't know what.
Can you imagine being that good at basketball and doing it part time?
Right, that's a good problem.
It's pretty much like us doing this show and going to work in the morning. Right. Best Chicago talk show in the world.
He can fulfill both left and right brains. You know what I'm saying? So it's just pause if need be. It's just one of those things where you stupid. It's just one of those things where they will have to piece together another team, and who knows how their team will look coming down the stretch.
Jesus, I don't even know.
No.
On that note, let's go back to the phones. And
I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead.
I was.
Hey, I don't know what my man was smoking today, but
I'm not even sure what's happening.
Hey, just because y'all third eye ain't open, man, don't.
Okay. Between this water and that coffee, I'm like, is it me? Did I just tweak out?
Hey, yo, before you say that, kid, I just wanted to let you know we got 93 in here, 33 likes, so do what you do.
Not yet. I'm not feeling petty right now.
Hey,
I was gonna walk off.
Hey, I gotta wait because I think it's gonna pick up a little bit. We're doing a lot of phone chat right now, and the second hour always picks up for us. But hey, listen, since we're doing it right now, hey, listen, you're here. There's a button. Hit the button. It's two of them. You might as well just do it. Why? I'm tired of doing it. We're gonna play that old commercial for the guy saying, "Well, you ain't doing nothing else with your life. You might as well." We're gonna play that from now on. But
you gotta play Shia LaBeouf.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. No.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow.
But real quick though. Why are we entertaining all of these things as if that's what we need? Do we really
It's
realize
provocative? It gets the people going.
Yeah, it gets after a while. Like after a while, we look desperate. We don't need all those people. We need to give it time to figure out what is going on here. Like we are only one piece away. And that piece does not have to be a star. That piece just has to play solid D, get the ball up the court, and initiate my offense and hit open jump shots. Guess what? There's a Mike Conley available. There's a Kyle Lowry. As much as Pat don't like Kyle Lowry actually will fill that spot perfectly. He really would. Now that we got a big man, he would look great in a Bulls uniform. He really would with the production he gets. So I'll take a 1 year fly on him. I don't care.
You know when Kyle Lowry looked at his best?
2019.
When Kawhi Leonard was the one that was doing all the heavy lifting.
Hey, listen, but Kawhi Leonard absolutely wasn't sitting there passing that rock because he had very little. And Kyle Lowry was averaging like 20 points a game at that point. So hey, listen, I think he can do it. Kyle Lowry is not the man. He looks good next to some people, and next to Vooch and next to Zach, he could look pretty good. You got to remember, we're not looking for like Alonzo is the only person because he's a very unassuming 6'8" defensive player who we know can rotate the field, rebound, and at least getting 15 points a game. You're not getting Alonzo. We're not going after Alonzo because we think he's gonna give us 30. If we really needed someone that's gonna give us 30, Lonzo is not on the list.
Lonzo ain't that guy. Lonzo's the guy that's gonna play defense. He's gonna.
If we needed 20, Lonzo was not on that list.
Lonzo's 15, 10, and 6.
That's Lonzo right there. That's what we need. We need 15, 10, and 6.
2 steals.
I'll take that.
And a block.
It might go up in Chicago.
And guess what? Kyle Lowry could get me 15, 10, and 6. Mike Conley get me 15, 10, and 6. Like we're looking at making moves now because we got a big man whose time frame is small. Like Vooch is 32. We got a 4-year window at most.
Yeah. Let's go out.
Mike is 32.
Let's go out to the phones again. We got Marcus Couch on the line.
Hey, what's good, Marcus?
Hey, yo, Marcus, what's good, Mob?
I just saw his comment about getting hung up on.
Guys, putting out some great content. And by the way, I want to correct you. John Starks played 4 games for the Chicago Bulls. I attended one of them, and I booed him every time he touched the ball.
Hey, it wasn't long. I knew that much.
That was Kareem's debut as an assistant coach for at that game. It was wild.
Yeah. It was bad. Just John Starks in the Bulls jersey.
Here's what we're not talking about. We're not talking about backup point guards. Is Kobe our guy? Or are we really looking for somebody else? It's actually a point guard that can run the thing. We're not going to have Sato probably. We're not going to have Arch. What are you guys looking at for? We can do this pie in the sky, Lonzo Ball, all this other stuff, but we got a backup to sign too. Who's out there that you guys are looking at?
I think crazy for me, but I think that Kobe can be that spark plug off the bench.
I don't disagree with that.
I think that Kobe could be that spark plug off the bench. Now I know him and P Kid got beef,
personal
beef. I still don't know what's going on with that. He still really didn't give us the full rundown, but hey, but I feel like
over 100 in the chat.
I feel like he can give you a cool 15 off the bench, and he can hit his open shots for the most part.
I'm gonna throw out a name that no one
he can hit his open shots.
Mike
if
James
I come off the bench to get a bucket, and that's strictly what we're talking.
Yeah,
he can do that.
Mike James from Brooklyn. I would look to get him.
It's not a bad name either.
Yeah.
I think the thing is when you think about backup point, and listen, Marcus Couch, he been doing Bulls talk well before we have. So the fact that he even rocking with us like that, like shout out to you, bro. Who you looking at, man?
Devontae Graham in Charlotte.
That's a great name. That's a great name. I wasn't expecting that. How do you see that one getting pulled off? I want to know that because that's a great name.
The guy only makes 1.6 a year. Okay. And he's got one of the balls there now in Charlotte. So he's yesterday's news. He needs a change of pace. Change of scenery.
Yeah, that's not a bad name. I don't know.
If he likes pizza, come on, ship him on up here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a bad name.
Bro, he's giving up 15 a game right now.
Yeah, that's a really good name. That's a really good name. I think we lost Kid there for a second. I'm not mad at it. I think that, listen, and like I said before, there's nothing, like, I don't put nothing past they kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a package deal with some unknown player and you get somebody back. Like, the fact that we got Troy Brown Jr. back, I think that's a great move. That's a great move. You know what I'm saying? Like, AK is making the subtle move that works in the long term. Possibly, we got to see if it's going to work out. But just I'm not mad at that name. I think that we do got to look at backup point guard just because Kobe's been so injury prone, and we've had to rely on Lonzo. Maybe. We've had to rely on Archie. We've had to rely on Sato. We've had to rely on, you know what I'm saying?
Even though I want to see more Devin Dotson. But
man, I really want to see Dotson. I really want to see what he can do.
He a bucket, man.
He's posting great Instagram videos. Hey, Marcus, we appreciate you for tuning in with us, man.
Mark.
I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, keep up the great content, man. You guys are the best in the biz right now.
Appreciate you, man. Let us know when you're back in Chicago, man.
Will do.
All right, bro. Peace. Marcus Couch. We got Kid back in the building. Got to tell those kids to stop cutting off the internet, bro. I think your mic is off. I think possibly. I'm not sure. But no, I think that he brings up some good points. We do got to look at the rest of this roster. I think the thing to me is, do you feel like you have something in the organization already that is your starting point guard? Billy Donovan obviously didn't feel that way about Kobe White when Kobe was there. Do you feel like you have something that's going to push you? It's not just about having a starting point guard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had Campaign when Campaign was bad. And I don't care what nobody say. I understand what he was doing in the playoffs and he was bad when he was with the Bulls. No, but he couldn't play when he was with the Bulls.
It's a caveat to that.
It wasn't about Tick. It wasn't about, you know what I'm saying?
The Bulls put the battery in the back of a couple players, a couple former players. Bobby being one of them who just got his chip. And my man you just mentioned. Campaign. We put the battery in their back. It happens with every team, low is key. A lot of good teams, a lot of middle line teams end up dropping somebody on their way to rebuilding or retooling that comes up with another scene and does very well. Very good for them. That has a lot to do with their effort, their focus, their professionalism, athleticism, and a little to do with the fact that they just didn't work out here. So I want to put that.
Listen. This is the thing. I respect Campaign for everything that he has accomplished. That everything that we saw from him this season.
Keep it going.
Keep it going. Salute. I really want to see you keep it going. I really do. I don't like seeing nobody like get out of the league because they suck. You know what I'm saying? But I watched.
Or frankly, get misevaluated.
But this is the thing.
I hate for guys to get misevaluated.
But when you get in that kind of time, it's tough to get misevaluated.
No, like I said,
you know what I'm saying? Like
situation is everything.
Let's take away that the Bulls misevaluated. Let's put in that he got better.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Campaign wasn't good in OKC. He wasn't good in Chicago. I think there's a stop in the middle where he was pretty buns at as well. And now he's in Phoenix and he got with Chris Paul and it worked out. When you get to work with Chris Paul, guess what? You get a little bit of help out there. I'm not mad at Campaign. I love that he's playing better. I hope the same thing happens to Denzel Valentine on another team. You know what I'm saying? Like I really
not. Whoa, time out.
Hey, the funny thing about Campaign is he didn't suck in Cleveland.
You said what?
He didn't suck in Cleveland. Campaign.
What's his numbers in Cleveland?
He went from 41% shooting in Cleveland to 49%. I mean, 41% shooting in Chicago to 49% shooting in Cleveland.
How many games did he play?
Oh, he only played 9 games. That's his fault. I don't know what happened there. But when he played,
more than likely Brown was still there and cut him. But
not 2018, yeah, Brown was still there.
Brown was still there and cut him.
Hey, listen, but he was shooting 49%. Even this season, he shot 48%. Like he's grown as a player, which I love to see. Yeah. The unfortunate part is a lot of time that we have to realize that we probably ran through a good amount of players because we didn't have a good coach.
Yeah.
I think the
they might not have been stars, but they could give us production. And it's
this is the other thing too. You have to look at what do these players do when there's a star with them? Like Campaign's clearly not the star of that team. Campaign had a couple games. He had a couple great games. Let's not cap. Great game, 30-point games, 10 assists, 6-7 rebounds. Great game.
He
but
ran the bench though.
Facts, but the thing is, it's a lot easier to do when I'm out there because Chris Paul's out and I'm standing next to Devin Booker. Because nobody's paying attention to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bulls didn't have that at that point. When Campaign was here, it was Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy was kind of getting the offense going, but Jimmy really was the offense.
It was legit 1-on-4, bro.
And then after Jimmy was gone, Zach wasn't even there that first year. The other year that Cam was here, and it was Campaign and young Lowry marketing. And you know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't an option for him to be good here. Now he still wasn't good.
Can we say that we missed on Bobby Portis?
No. I don't think that the Bulls got rid of Bobby thinking that Bobby couldn't play.
It was.
I think the Bulls I think the Bulls got rid of Bobby because they were betting that Nico could be good. Could be
that's
better.
That's what I mean. Like, did we get it wrong in that? Like, I would have hindsight being 2020.
Did they bet on the wrong person? You saying? Did they bet on the wrong person?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you look at Bobby,
it's easy to say now that Nico's not in the league anymore. But I mean, are they?
They chose the aggressive black man punched the timid European player. Like that's what that is.
I mean, realistically, you threw a punch in today's NBA and league. That's unacceptable. It's not good conduct.
But it's all about the story. It's all about the story. Bobby said, "Don't run up on me. Don't run." Have you seen Bobby Portis? If them eyes look at you and say, "Don't run up on me," you running up.
You know what I saw last night on Twitter that was very interesting. Somebody, I forget what report, I believe it might have been Spears, last name Spears. I forget Marcus Spears. Mm-hmm. He asked the question, who knew or did Bobby Portis have this much personality when he was with the Bulls?
Absolutely.
And and somebody was like, I think it was either Goodwill or what's your
Jason
man?
Goodwill.
That do the after
or Jason
show.
Goff.
Yeah, one of them two. Mm-hmm. That said, it's just he hasn't had that big of a stage. And it's just
that's the
fact. Also, the fact that I think Milwaukee inflated that. Like they welcome that personality.
There's always that guy though. Think about Boston. Think about Glenn Big Baby Davis.
No, yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was great because he was undersized. He was stealing rebounds away from Andrew Bynum. He was the spunky.
They
dude
love the
that
spunky
was,
guy.
You know what I'm saying? But he was. You know what I'm saying? If I need to rely on you, now I'll say Bobby Portis. Not to discredit what Bobby did. Bobby, I think, stepped up in the playoffs very well, and I think that he absolutely helped in that finals run. But
it's just that situation. To me, that situation could have been resolved in a locker room, but it was allowed to quote unquote leak. Yeah. Or there was a quote unquote leak. No, what y'all want to keep private, like whether Tibbs punched up your man's in the front office, that was kept quiet, but y'all couldn't kept quiet who got swung on and how Bobby Portis knocked my man in his mouth.
The thing is, it was all hush all until Bobby went out after he knocked him out and started acting real Chicago. He's like, "Oh my mama, I told this man, don't run up." You know, when you punch your hand on every syllable, you meant. No, I'm just playing. He ain't do that. But no, I think that I can't say. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna say that the Bulls missed on Bobby because I don't think that they traded Bobby away thinking Bobby couldn't play. I think that's what happens when you could argue that they missed on Campaign. I wouldn't say it because I seen Campaign live, but you can argue that because Campaign's in the finals putting up 25 in the Eastern Conference or Western Conference finals having 25 and 30-point games. You can say that. Right. I don't.
That's true. What my man Frank is saying, they didn't want to pay Bobby because Bobby was looking for some bread. I do remember that.
They offered them $50 million though.
Yeah, they offered him bread.
They offered him bread.
They offered him bread,
but they just banned him. They banned him after he punched Nico in the face. That's legitimate.
This is the thing. No, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is the best part about it. This is what Muzz don't remember. So he punched Nico in the face, right? Nico broke his orbital socket, and so Bobby had to start because there was no other option. And Bobby was hooping.
Bobby
was hooping. Hey, yo. You can't let a man punch
you in the face, take your spot, and I'll hoop you.
Hey yo, listen. This is my thing. This is my thing with it. You might have had to cut Bobby in that situation, and you hate to see it, just because Mike Nice in the chat. We see you, my boy. You might have had to cut Bobby in that situation just because all of a sudden every dude that's coming up is like, wait a minute. So for me to get a starting spot, I just got to take this man head out.
Hey, listen,
that's all I need.
This Mandy Jammer, I don't know who this person is. Kick him out, bro.
All right.
It's a wrap.
Wow.
Hey, he had to
coming here with the spam, and you get the old blocky block.
He had to hit him with that scene in The Dark Knight when the Joker was like, "All right, listen, I got a limited amount of space on my team, so we're gonna have try out." Like that's basically what it was. Like that's basically what it was.
But there's room for expansion. I love it.
No, Bobby.
But seriously though,
like Robert Pattinson Batman.
I really wonder how many players could have potentially gave us, a better bench or stuff like that we just missed out on because of our coaching situation, because of the environment. And for those who sit there and say that that's not a real thing, I'm gonna need you to step your game up and understand how sports work, because it absolutely is a thing. The environment with you and stuff like that. You have people who have left teams and totally balled out in other organizations just because it was a better fit and things of that nature. And unfortunately, I know it's our team. We sucked at that for at least 3 years.
Wrong. We had Fred Woodward and Jim Boylan.
We use specific players very, very well, but other players we do not. If
I honestly feel
like if you need a lot of coaching up in certain positions, the Bulls is not the best place to be. To be honest,
they weren't because they had one extra coach. You know what I'm saying? Like why can't the Bulls get it together? Because they got one other dude coaching besides the head coach. Like, and if the owner don't like you, we're gonna fire that guy. Yeah. So I can't say that the Bulls didn't miss on a lot of names, and I can't say that there's names out there now that are absolutely hooping that the Bulls had. But to me,
I would rather have Campaign as a backup than
you couldn't even make it through that. You capping like a mug right now. He tried so hard to throw some Kobe slander in there, and he couldn't even get through it.
Oh, it's not. Hey, listen, I can make the argument though that Campaign, given the minutes, is more productive.
Drop your cap emojis.
Caps in the chat.
Drop your caps in the chat. Caps in the chat.
For real.
Couldn't get through that one at all.
Oh, that's great. That's great. No, listen, we are going to take a quick break in a couple of minutes. But before we do that, we just want to say shout out to y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. We got 126 people in here right now, over 100 in the chat. We want to tell y'all about the merch. Everybody got a little bit of merch on. AD's got the hoodie on. We got Stefan the Don in the T. We got Kid out in wherever he's at in the Bat Cave with the T on. I got the hat on right now. Zoom in on that if you need to. Check out the merch. The merch is on sale. The website is live. We got more stuff coming. We got Petty Casanova merch on the way. We got Bears merch coming. Be on the lookout on that during training camp. We appreciate y'all for everybody that's already bought merch. If you bought merch, take a picture, drop that mug on Twitter, tag the Breeze in it, tag me in it, AD, everybody, so that we can retweet that mug, share it up, get y'all some love, man. We really appreciate y'all for rocking with us on that tip. Also want to let y'all know about Views from the Bleachers. Me and Kid, new podcast. We literally just go on there and talk. Last week got cut short because our wives was ready to go and we decided to record it at like 11 o'clock at night. After about 4 or 5 beers each. So
yeah.
It was a good pod though. It was a good pod. But no, get into with that. If y'all haven't seen the first episode, it is out now. We're waiting on the artwork to come back so that we can drop it on all the DSPs so that you can just listen to it. But you can get the video now on YouTube. It's Views from the Bleachers. It's underneath. It's on the Windy City Breeze page. So all you got to do is like scroll one video before this one. Once we all get up out of here, and then y'all can check that out as well. We love to hear the feedback. Love to hear what y'all thought. Some people, like 8%, said that they hated it. I was like, man, who hurt you? I was like, man, I mean, we literally doing the same thing we're doing right now. We just can't interact with you face to face. No, it's all good.
Hey, listen,
y'all got any
episodes are not that good.
Y'all got any announcements that y'all want to drop? Any transactions y'all want to drop in the chat real quick before we go to break?
Nah, man, go run up the merch.
Oh man, y'all got to do
Hey,
something.
man, listen, the Petty Casanova merch will be approved soon, so
yeah,
looking forward to that part. I love that.
Yeah, it should be good this week. I think one of the hoodies was the reason it was holding up because they had to digitize.
We're trying to get some music up, man, too.
Oh yeah, we go. Oh, you got some music coming? You got a little something coming?
I definitely got a little something coming.
Okay.
Sooner or later, we going. I'm gonna hold on to that for a minute, but it's on the way. We out working.
All right, I feel it. We all working in the group. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back right after the break. It's your boy Pat the Designer. We'll be right back. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Hey.
The Contender.
The radio voice of the Chicago Bulls and a member of the Chicagoland Sports Hall of Fame, please welcome Chuck Swirsky to the program. What's the story behind your post-game win dances for the Bulls?
Anytime you win an NBA game, and it is hard to win an NBA game, people think, these athletes, all you do is throw the ball out on the floor and they score or whatever. No, listen, they are there to win a game, just like the opponent is there to win a game. Very, very competitive. So when the Bulls won, I decided, you know what? This is time to celebrate. I'm doing a dance. Well, it caught on. And all of a sudden, Twitter world goes crazy. Social media goes crazy. Basketball websites are picking up the video of my dance. And I admit, I'm not a very good dancer. My wife will attest to that. I promised my wife that I'm going to take her dancing, which I will. But I'm afraid that if I do, she's going to have 2 broken feet. But that's another story for another day. So whether or not that dance continues at a 21-22, I'll think about it and then make that decision later. But for that moment, for this past season, I'm glad that I was able to at least bring joy to people.
A new interview every week on Sports Talk Chicago.
Now it's time for a Chicago Sports Sit Down with David Schuster.
I can't think of too many people who have loved the Olympics as much as I have, whether the summer or the winter games. I always look forward to certain events or to see how the United States stacked up against the rest of the world. And what a treasure trove of memory over all the years. How about some of these? The 92 Dream Team Hoops team, the best team ever assembled. The 72 team that got jobbed by the corrupt refs.
All right. Looked like the break cut out a little early there. It's all good though.
All love.
You gotta Joe Rogan it real quick.
Yeah.
And we're back. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all already know Petty Casanova will be back in just a second. To my left, we got Mr. Two Letters. If you knew better, you'll do better.
Already. What's good?
To the right, we got Stefan the Don Line One.
What's good?
Yeah.
How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
Pretty good, my boy.
Listen.
Good. I know it might have been a busy night last night with the playoffs, but
real busy.
My Cubs did come back in the ninth inning to win that game.
So listen, I have a confession to make. I'm gonna wait till Kid get back. But last night was the first night that I have felt like a real father.
Okay.
And I mean this in the no, don't clap. It's not great. It's not great. I'm trying to wait till Kid get back, but more than likely he went to the bathroom. Oh, there you go. I gotta get Petty Casanova back in the chat. So listen. So I don't know how much of that you heard.
I heard it. I was just eating.
So Last night, finals is on. Maya dipped out. I was sitting there, got off of work. Did a little work in the new studio. Sat down, was like, I'm going to watch the finals, cracked open a beer. Got to halftime, working on my second beer. Jalen Rose is talking. I blinked.
Fresh lining.
And I woke up to see Giannis winning the NBA championship. I slept through the second half of the game. Now I did rewatch it. I went back because I'm committed to my craft. I had to go back and rewatch it. But it was the first moment that I looked and I understood because I used to watch my dad. My dad would fall asleep during legit games. Like NFL Sunday, Bears need this game to make the playoffs. And I would be like, how are you sleeping right now? And last night I understood. Sometimes you just ain't got it.
It'd be like that.
What my man Jeff Foxworthy say? Here's your sign.
Here's your sign. Bro, it's the first moment I've ever felt like, dang.
Why did I have to be here for that revelation?
Hey, yo, no, I just wanted to get your reaction on it.
I've never done that.
Bro.
I've never done that. I've never, I tell you what I have done. I've slept through, I've slept clean past an alarm. Like once I finally crash, then whatever has to be done in the morning is just done. Like, hey, listen, they might as well know that I'm not going to be there. But
I think my dad listening in the car, he just texted me, payback is tough.
Shout out to Pops.
Shout out to Pops. No, legit, I kid you not. I was walking around the house. I woke up at like 10:30, 11-ish. And I was just walking around the house like, did I really just do that? What just happened?
Hey.
Did I fall asleep during an NBA clinching game? I couldn't believe it. And now I realize two things. Whenever there's a big game on, I will not sit down again. Because the second I sat on the couch, it was over.
Hey.
And you know what it was? It was Jalen Rose. I remember him just going, I think this thing is gonna be done in.
Now I get to say that Jalen Rose finessed you to sleep. That's what I get. That's what I get to say.
Rocked him. Definitely rocked him.
Couch got mad itis right now.
Bro, when I tell you, I could not believe it. I could not believe. I was so mad, but then I went back. This is the thing. I'm one of them people. I can watch it and be like, I'm good. I'm good. I can rewatch that. I know what happened, but what really happened?
Right.
And that kind of brings us to the topic that I really wanted to get into in this second hour. By the way, welcome back to the Windy City Breeze, the only Chicago sports show that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. From what I saw, not only in the second half that I slept through, but the first half that was dominant. Not only that game to close it out, but the games leading up to that. Was this the most dominant playoff performance by Giannis Antetokounmpo that we have seen in an NBA playoffs? And I'm talking about on both ends and not the playoffs, on the final stage. Now, of course, the 50-point game is ridiculous. You can have the argument, is this the biggest game that we've seen in the finals, like to close it out? I think Jordan, 98 had 45. D Wade's game comes to mind, game 6, I believe. 35 point, where he literally touched every stat line imaginable.
35.4.
Well, I'm just talking about that final game. You know what I'm saying? But what we saw from Giannis in the playoffs, I'm gonna be real with you. I've seen three of the best defensive plays that I've ever seen in an NBA Finals all happened in the same game or same series, and it's by the same dude. I can't say that. The one play, three of the best plays, because the steal is started by Drew Holiday on one of those plays. But three of the best plays that I've ever seen in NBA playoffs were in this series, and they all involve the same dude. Is this the best finals performance we've ever seen?
No.
Nah, to me, nah.
One of.
Nah,
It's top three.
It's a list of them.
Top three is high. That's jumping a lot of people. To put it up there, that's still high praise.
I'll say it's top three because Shaq against the Pacers put up a very similar stat line. First game 43 and 19. Second game was, he was getting busy. Second game was 40 and 24. 20. That's 40 points, 24 rebounds, by the way.
Yeah.
Third game was 33 and 13. He has no games where he scored less than 30 points. He has multiple games where he has 20 rebounds. This was unstoppable Shaq being unstoppable Shaq. And his closeout game for that was 40 points and 41 points, 12 rebounds. That's as close as we've ever gotten. Yeah. Giannis' performance is as close as we've ever gotten to that level of dominance.
I don't
seen it since then.
I had to say, I'm gonna be real with you, and to me, this is just me though. What we saw, maybe not this series, but at least last night's game, is the greatest finals game that I've ever seen, and I wanna caveat that with, I didn't see Magic step in for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably crazy if you've seen that. Like you've got that. I didn't see that. I saw Jordan do 45 when Pippen's got the bad back and he's got to carry the entire team. And he's basically doing himself. I saw it, but I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? I was around, but I didn't physically.
You didn't see Shaq?
I did see Shaq. I did see Shaq. But to me, I would put in a single game, I'm talking just the closeout game last night. To me, because offensively and defensively, Giannis had Phoenix in a chokehold. First off, the only mistake that I think Monty Williams even made in this finals is in a closeout game, you're looking at DeAndre Ayton to slow down Giannis when he's already got a head of steam from the three-point line. And now you're telling him, hey, meet him at the rim. That's not going to work good for you. Yeah. That's the only mistake that I think I saw from Monty Williams.
And he tried to motivate him out of that a little bit too.
I'm going more recent. I'm saying, and I saw the D Wade. I saw Shaq.
I'm impressed that you're gonna put something above D Wade. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw AI. I saw
AI is another one. AI is another one. Because listen,
bro,
AI shouldn't have got a game of that.
Game. AI got you a game.
53 minutes.
Never slander on that man.
He will.
Never slander on that man.
Pure will.
But nah, 2016 Bron in the finals. Warriors.
That's up there. That's up there.
First game.
They lost that one though, right? That's the JR game, right?
They won that 2016.
The up one game is a crazy game.
He had 27-11, 2 steals, 3 blocks first game. 41, 8 and 11, 4 steals, 3 blocks second game. 41-16, 7 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks third game. 25, 13 and 9, 32, 11 and 6 with 2 blocks. 19, 8 and 9, 4 assists and 1 steal, and 23, 12 and 9.
That 19 really killed it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, I was like, "Oh, this man was." It
wasn't even a 19. It was a simple fact that you said anything less than 30 points, and we just both gave you 2 people who didn't score less than 30.
32, 11 and 6 in one of those games too.
Like Shaq had a 40 point game with 24 boards.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Let's put it in perspective. And I'm gonna be 24 boards.
No, literally, what we're talking about, it's like you said, what we're talking about from Giannis, and even like you talking about from Shaq, this is what you do in my career. This is not what people do in real life on a consistent basis. Like Giannis did this for the. What is this series average? I haven't even looked at it. Did anybody get the series average on that?
I think he's averaged 32 points a game.
That's crazy.
Hey, Shaq tweeted.
I think it's 32 and 15, right?
That Giannis is the new Superman.
He's the most dominant player. He's the most dominant.
Hey, listen. If we're gonna give somebody the name Superman, I'm more okay with Giannis having it than Dwight Howard.
Well, in light of recent events,
easy now. My pops chimed in. He said Magic as a rookie played center in 1980s finals when Jabbar went out, put up 42, 15, and 7 against the Sixers. Now, this is the part that actually, because I mean, it's crazy that they was like, hey, who gonna play center? And Magic like, I got you. I'm 6'9". This is the crazy. He held Daryl Dawkins to 4 rebounds.
Daryl Dawkins.
That actually is more impressive to me than the rest of that stat line. I'm not gonna lie to you. The fact that you held Daryl Dawkins to 4 rebounds, that's pretty. But like I said, to me, that's not a game I saw. I'm saying that it's the greatest game that I've ever seen in the NBA Finals. That 50-point game. As far
hey, Frank got a point. Mike averaged 45 against the Suns. Hey, Mike saw Charles on the other seat, was like 50.
Hey, listen.
Mike had a grudge against them dudes.
Hey, listen. Mike said, "Oh, you got my MVP? What did it cost you? Everything."
Hey, it cost you your legacy. Take this with you, because we don't talk about Chuck and highlight at all now. God,
it's tough.
I don't know, man. I would have to say this: Giannis did something that we've seen in a very long time. Giannis, to me, I've always said Giannis. I said this back in 2018. Giannis looks like what I would imagine Wilt look like. You just can't stop him.
Yeah.
You cannot stop him. Full steam ahead. As you got to realize, he's 7'1", and the way he moves, like we talk about KD and how quick he is. Giannis is just as quick.
Ain't Giannis 6'10"? I don't think Giannis 7'1", bro.
I think
Giannis' wingspan is 7'3".
6'11".
Is it really?
I think Giannis's wingspan is 7'3".
So he's 6'11". You know the difference between 7'1" and 6'11"?
2 inches.
Very little next to when they like, doesn't matter. He's freaking tall. Like, it does not matter.
Can I bring up something completely unrelated real quick?
Does it got to do with
no,
Don't double tap.
Right. No, but it was a lot of Chicagoans at the Milwaukee game, like fully like.
Well, we always looking for a party.
Right. I know it's really close, but
you talk about the famous ones though.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Like,
do we got beef?
Notable...
No cap. This is a great time for and let us know in the chat as well. I'm cool with you. Listen, me and Kid was trying to get tickets to the game, but the cheapest ticket was $1,000 to sit all the way in the nosebleeds. I'd rather watch it on my couch. Do we got a problem with
notable Chicagoan?
Not. Listen, I'm cool with Kanye going. I'm cool with Chance going. All that. My problem is Chance is swinging the rally towel. I got beef with you when you in a green Bucks shirt and you swinging the rally towel. Are you a Bulls fan or not? Because you was big in the White side. I thought you was a Bulls fan.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't. I didn't get beef with it.
I said Channel was doing it because I know he has a festival coming up in Milwaukee. So that
how many games he gotta go to for this? Because you
he gotta be a fan.
You keep talking about this festival. I give you 2 games for the festival.
Yeah.
You been in like 6.
Hey man.
He been in like, and it's all been in the same spot. At this point.
Now I will say this. It's not a better atmosphere, although maybe finals Milwaukee is, because finals Milwaukee, I've never seen in my life. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it was a lot of.
I've never seen. What's it called? The Deer Stand.
Yeah, something.
What's it called?
Yeah.
They had like 65. How many people had there? 65,000.
Now this is the difference, though. This is what is it called for real? Somebody let me know. It's not the Deer Stand. That's disrespectful. I didn't mean to do that. But it's funny though.
I was laughing.
But it's funny.
The Deer District.
The Deer District. That's what it is. The Deer District. So the Deer District is dope, and I tweeted out last night, like, we feel you here in Chicago,
right?
Like, I feel that energy. I went into that game like I want Chris Paul to take it to 7, and then I was like, no, I want to see what happened if they win in Milwaukee tonight. Like, right. This is gonna be dope. I love the vibe that was, but I want y'all to understand this, and this is not a shot; it's just a fact. Y'all are the only ones that can do that because you are allowed to shut down your city. Yeah. Chicago is not shutting down for nothing. They had the Cubs parade going down the street, and it was vendors on the other side.
No,
I will say this: when the Blackhawks won, half the city shut down.
You said what?
When the Blackhawks won, most of downtown was done.
That's
Nobody was really working. You were on the clock.
No.
That's on the clock, but you were not doing nothing,
bro. That's during the parade, bro. That's different. I'm cool with that. During the parade, shut the city down. Chicago can shut down for that. We won a championship. They was shut down at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Oh wow.
Like the Bulls align themselves to be in that position.
Bears maybe.
Hey,
Bears maybe.
Bears maybe. Lowry is shutting the city down.
Oh, that's right. I didn't think about Lowry being in there. Yeah, that do make a difference.
Lowry gonna shut the city down.
She be in the game. Hey, look, you know why? Because she competitive. She gonna want to be. She gonna want to outdo what the Deer District did.
Bears shuts the city down, and a Cubs Sox World Series shuts the city down.
Well, that would be to avoid the murder.
The level of violence is going to.
That would be to avoid the murder.
It's not going to be Cubs fans. It's y'all.
Oh yeah,
it's y'all.
Oh yeah,
promise.
It's not Cubs fans that come guarantee ready to start them fights.
You saw what?
You ain't never seen a bunch of drunk Cub fans, I see.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Listen,
look,
we go to the baseball.
The bleachers I can't speak for. I'll say that. But
where you think you're going to be sitting, dog? We're going to be in the bleachers.
Out there in left field, I can't speak for them. But
we go to the game to watch the game. Y'all go to the game to drink, and if a baseball game should happen to break out at the bar, then it's crazy.
Fans can't multitask. Y'all gotta focus. I can drink a beer in two hands and still know how many RBIs Chris Bryant got.
You barely got that sentence through.
Look, that's you though. You also still keeping a scorecard like you're 67.
Everybody keep a scorecard at the games, man.
He like, what was that? What was that? His ERA went up 2 points on that. Come on, man.
Hey,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You barely got through that sentence on water. You sure you could do that, dog?
You know what I'm saying, Doc? You know what I'm saying? Trying to come with the cap. Get up out of here. Funny. No, and that was a bar. He definitely just hit you with one right there. So I mean, kids said top three playoff performance all time.
I'm with it's up there.
Top three finals performance, I should say, because I've seen some crazy playoff
Shaq,
performances.
AI, Giannis, Kobe's.
Now listen, finals performances and the win. We got to separate the two because I still believe Bron in 2018 was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. I'm not a huge Bron fan. I'm not on the Bron bandwagon, but in 2018, that man absolutely put a bunch of nobodies on his back. I got to give it to him.
Yeah,
I have to give it to him.
Well, 2018 is the up one year, right? That's the year JR was off the up one. I think that's 2018.
You're losing me on the up one. Like I'm kind of confused on that one.
Y'all don't remember when he thought he was up one?
No. Because he gave an interview that said that he thought that they had a timeout.
Hey, look.
And he was like, I know you're not trying to expect me to go for a floater over KD. So I pulled it out. And they absolutely had a timeout. So that's everybody else on the floor's fault.
No. The timeout is on the coach, and Brown said that on the bench later. The part that's funny is he was like, I thought we was gonna call timeout. But the interview before that, he was like, I thought we was they was like, did you think we was up one? He was like, no, I didn't think we was up one. It was like, but you said I thought we was up one. We can see you. We got HD. I see you, see me, see you. There was a lot of problems in there. There was a lot of problems in that game.
Yell at me, I'm responding the same way.
Hey, nah.
I don't know what happened.
Brian should have not did this and should have did this, though. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, look, and this the problem I have. Brian sitting there begging for anybody to do. Brian, you can call timeout too, bro.
Absolutely.
Like you're the main one that can call timeout. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, no. Let me ask y'all this though. Not to get too far off topic, but I think this is a conversation that we need to have because we just saw the Bucks win. We're seeing more. I can't say big men coming. Like Giannis is in a league of his own. Like nobody plays like Giannis. Ben Simmons tries to, and it don't work out. Like nobody. Literally, defenses say, well, with Giannis they can't because he makes them. Like most defenses in the beginning were like, we're just gonna crowd the paint and see if you can get over us. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's a long Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, what is that?
Giannis forced it. Like, they tried to play back off of Giannis.
Right.
And Giannis was like, "You gonna give me a head of steam going toward the bucket? It's a foul every time.
Yeah.
Whatever you want it to be. You gonna send me to the line. You know what I'm saying? What do you get? 19 free throws? I'm gonna knock down 17 of them. Giannis got to work on not letting the away crowd get in his head, though, because the count was definitely messing him up. But I do want to ask this. Are we going to see teams, because it's a copycat league, we know it is, the entire league shoots threes. Are we going to see teams start to go back to the formula that is point guard, nice shooting guard, not crazy great, big man? No. And even with the super teams that are being built, we've seen them be beaten by a team like that. Now, granted, a lot of injuries.
It depends. Depends on which conference you're in. In the West, the 3 still rule,
and it always has.
In the East, it's always been bully ball.
Does the East go back to that? Because that kind of is to get onto the Bulls. You know, that's what the Bulls have been better at, and it's what their team's kind of built for now. Not really, but a little bit more. You know, you got a nice post player. You've got a guy to step out and take the 3.
Right.
That mid-range game is coming back with a vengeance.
That's a big part of it.
All those analysts and, you know, all the nerds who sat there and said that's the worst shot in the league. Well, guess what? Chris Paul, no matter how you feel about how his season ended, proved to you all playoffs and all season long that not only is it alive, it's alive and well and necessary. Chris Middleton, when that 3 wasn't falling, that mid-range, that's how he closed the game out. That mid-range is deadly. You can't plan for it. Devin Booker, we had a whole series. We had great basketball this series. I don't care what no one says. We got the best of Devin Booker. We got the best of Giannis. We got 2 different styles of play going, and they were clicking. And all of it was predicated on things that people said would not work.
Wow.
They said Giannis' style of game wouldn't work. It worked. They said Devin Booker mid-range game wouldn't work. It worked. Chris Paul, he was at I think Chris Paul's shoulder was really the issue. If it wasn't for that, mid-range game was clicking. Like, it works. And you're going to see a lot of teams go back to that. You're going to see a lot of point guards have confidence in creating space and shooting that open shot. You know, you take it even further than Paul George, his mid-range is clicking. Kawhi Leonard, a lot of players are going back to it. Yeah. And so I think we're going to see more well-rounded players moving forward, because now it's like, oh, I can shoot the 3. I got to shoot the 3 well, and this shot in the mid-range ain't a bad shot no more. I think we're going to see an evolution of the game. It just moves it forward. And I'm hoping that's what happens.
I think that I don't think that they necessarily go back to it, but I feel like teams will start using that to close out games more.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. Because I think that you got to look at it with the combination of the drop defense, which is we got to get somebody in here one day to just really explain.
I think I'm gonna get CD in here. I think CD kind of knows
what that is,
knows how to break it down, because that's a tough defense to play against great 3-point shooting big men. I watched it not work on teams with actual good big men in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it like you with the combination of the drop defense. I mean, even Trae Young in the Atlanta Hawks, you got Trae Young, Kevin Herter, Bogdanovich uses the mid-range. Like they can shoot the mid-range. So I think there are teams that are going to go back to it, and those are the teams that you're going to see succeed to get to the championship.
Yeah.
I should say
it's an interesting thing to look at, because to me, like, did Giannis just kill analytics? Like, not all the way, of course, but did Giannis just do kind of what Tony La Russa is doing for the White Sox? Like, I'm not going to be tied to what a computer tells me. I'm going to react to how the game comes at me, because the analytics says that Giannis's shot is a great shot because it's 5 feet from the hoop. But anything outside of that is a terrible shot for him until you get to the 3-point line, which is a terrible shot for him. So in that effect, you want to make Giannis a one-dimensional player. But other than that, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, they taking mid-range shots. We've seen in the last, 5 years, that the mid-range died other than a couple players. Zach said, I'm not giving up my mid-range. Chris Middleton kind of did the same thing. But we've seen the mid range for the most part die, and I think that what we saw in this series was, let's be real, every series that the Bucks played in, when they tried to shoot threes, they lost.
They weren't falling.
They shot 30.
And when they finally was like, let's get in the paint, let's shoot these mid range, let's just outscore these mugs, let's outscore them and play great defense. And I think that's the part that we got to think about. Does it come back and does it bring back better defense?
Yeah,
we also have to consider the fact that they allowed them to play defense too. They didn't allow a lot of ticky-tack fouls. They let them play through that. In the regular season, they don't let that happen. So for playoff basketball is great, and it's a great conversation to have. But if we're not going to have that level of play or that level of freedom to actually just play the game throughout the season, it's not really going to matter. And to address the statistics thing, I think when people look at that statistic as what's a good shot or not, it only solves for one thing. But it doesn't take into account what a three. You ever heard the phrase "long shots lead to long rebounds"?
Sure.
It don't take into account the effects of a missed 3-point shot and stuff like that. That's a whole different side of the equation that we never take into consideration, and that's a big deal. And that long rebounds lead to fast break points and stuff like that. So just because it may technically be a better shot in one instance doesn't mean it puts your team in the best position on the other end, because now you have everyone trying to sprint back, and it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. Like, I had somebody break that down to me, and my mind was just blown at how many ways they figure that part out. And it's like, realistically, everyone just quotes that it's a bad shot, but it really isn't considering everything around it. So it's interesting, man.
To me, the thing is, like, I get the thought process on it when I've got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get, like, why would I take a mid-range when I can have these guys take a 35-foot three-pointer and they're going to make it at a 48% clip combined? You know what I'm saying? Like I get the mentality there. I'm not going to take a mid-range because 3 is better than 2, and I got 2 of the best three-point shooters to ever grace the planet on my team. But the overcompensating of it, and that's kind of what we talked about on Views. Make sure y'all check that out on the Windy City Breeze page as well. The overcompensating of it that the league has done is the Bulls turned into, we want to shoot threes. Yeah. You don't got 3-point shooters. You can't have a team. The Jimmy Butler Bulls wanted to shoot threes. They wanted to get Fred Hoiberg in there, but they didn't give Fred no 3-point shooters. They gave him Jimmy Butler and D Wade and John Rondo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't give you no 3-point. If your team doesn't speak to that, you can't do that. But we've seen that throughout the entire NBA. Name whatever bad team it is. I bet you they're putting up 35 to 43 pointers a game. And it doesn't make sense to me because, say you are bad, the paint's wide open. Go down there. You know why? Because there's nobody down there because they're waiting for you to shoot the 3.
And to that effect, the league definitely tried to replicate, of course, the Golden State Warriors' success at the 3-point line, but they are an outlier. The thing is, if the Warriors versus the field, if they're scoring threes and you're scoring nothing, there's always going to be a 9 to 12 point swing, especially if you can't defend it.
Yeah.
The thing is, if the J is there, take it. They were turning down the mid-range completely.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's either the high.
I do you one better. Carmelo Anthony not only got benched, he got cut from the Houston Rockets for taking mid-range jump shots in Mike D'Antoni's offense. You cut Carmelo Anthony. By the way, after he finally started getting his rhythm and had, I believe, his first 20-point game of the season.
Carmelo is really an interesting player, though, bro. Like, I look at Carmelo like that man. You know what Carmelo's problem is? His body is telling him he needs to be like a second or third option, but the way his game is set up, he has to be the first option.
He has to be the first option to be effective. Melo needs to go, because I think Melo was still like, I think Melo in New York was like, let me get the bag, and then realized like, oh, I'm probably not gonna get a ring because I chose the bag, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna go out to OKC. That's probably a good chance to get a ring. I'm not looking for you to have the ball the entire time. I'm just not. Okay, I'm going to go out to I'm gonna go out to Portland. I'm not looking for you to have the ball the entire time in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like there's too many opportunities where Melo, like Kid was saying, I think Kid froze right there. Hey yo, he froze in a wild position. Like, he looked like he listening. This is the most Kid has listened to anything we've said since we've been doing this show. I think hey, that's hilarious.
Nah, but I was just gonna say, to keep on with the point, like even then, because Muggs look at the Warriors and think that that's a 3-point shooting team. Like Steph and Clay take the mid range shot at will. They don't turn that down.
Yeah,
like even when KD was there, they were still taking mid range shots. So I mean, it's just. I mean, it really comes down to what type of staff are you putting around your coach?
Definitely. That's what I'm saying. Your offense.
That's what it comes down to.
Your offense needs to change based on your personnel. If you have the personnel to play big, then you need to accentuate that. If you have the personnel to shoot the mid range and play inside, a little inside outside, cool. The Warriors play to their personnel. They have two of the top 5 3-point shooters ever. So yes, they're going to shoot the three at a high percentage. But anybody else, you can't just replicate that. That's why in my head, when Pat mentioned it, I'm like, okay, so how much of the type of outlier or type of player that is the KD and the Giannis's, like those are often or really going to be that is the trend that's going to be replicated after this. Yeah. Somebody with those dimensions who plays outside of their position. I'm talking about like height and wingspan. Playing at a point guard-ish, shooting guard-ish type skill level, being that large, it can be that dominant. So those are going to try to be like, there's going to be a lot of clones, a lot of replicates, especially after this. So, I mean, I think if they've tried it, but even more, it being tried with another person. Like KD, okay, cool, that's KD. But Giannis doing it, they're gonna definitely try to replicate that, and it's gonna be a lot of failed clones, I should say.
I would say probably I could see them trying to do something like that with Zion, but
I think Zion's the perfect person to do it with.
To the point, just to get back to the staff, the thing is though, they get these shooters and then it's like once you get it, they be filling their head up with, I know you can make that same shot like Steph.
I think a lot of people look at what Steph and Trae Young and Dame do. I mean, let's be real, those are the guys that do it. KD don't take them shots. KD don't take 30. KD don't take 35 footers. KD say I'm 7 feet tall. I'm gonna shoot it at the line.
He can hit it if he wants to.
Listen, I'm not saying he can't hit it, but he don't.
I know, but
you know what I'm saying, like,
look at KD and then look at Giannis trying to take
but it's about
he's trying to take CP3 and Chris Middleton off the dribble. I'm like, look at this man crossover. Like literally, the ball is up here.
Yeah.
I'm like him trying to take him off the dribble. You see what they are trying to do. Let him get that can even improve with Giannis. I'm like, let him actually and start like really shaking somebody out.
But the thing is, he wants to do that.
I think that
Giannis is 2 seasons away from being something we ain't never seen before. He already
listen,
2 seasons away, bro.
Something we've never seen before, and he's already got his first ring.
Yeah.
Hey,
and a plethora of other things.
All I need him to do is just hit free. If he had free throws, it's over with.
He did. He did when it mattered, but he definitely got to make sure that
on the road.
The crowd on the road absolutely was in his head.
It's
weird because it's like they not counting. They counting too quick, but you could tell I
seen Buddy looking at his phone. I shot it to old boy in
Milwaukee.
Yes, I was counting hundreds as he was counting.
Oh no, in Phoenix. Yeah. The $100 bill, dude.
Nah, Jeff, it took him 8 years. He's been in the league 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years. Now here's the one thing about Giannis that people don't like. People are talking about him being amongst the 50 greats. He's a part of the 50 greats. Like statistically, accomplishment wise, he's there. Like if his season ends today, like if his career ends today, he already has 2 MVPs, finals MVP. Yeah, he has 2 regular season MVPs, finals MVP, championship. He's put up a plethora of all this other stuff. Most improved, like he's gone through every step of the process and improved himself. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know the last time we've seen that. Someone go from most improved to MVP, 2-time MVP to champion in that span.
Right.
Like I don't know.
I don't know. When is the last time? Well, I guess you can't say that. I was gonna say when's the last time we've seen somebody do it? I guess the way I would ask you, because Steph, of course, won with his original team, Clay, Dre. When's the last time we saw somebody do it where the next guy up is not your? I mean,
not comparable.
No, not your equal.
Yeah,
not your equal. I think that's a good way to put it because what we saw from and this is the weird thing, right? This is the weird thing. I give Middleton flack. I don't think Middleton should have been paid $177 million. I love what he did in the finals. He was balling in the finals. It's the best I've ever seen him play.
He closed them finals out. He get them 77 minutes.
I can't say nothing about you when you played like you did in the NBA finals. Just like, listen, I'll always say, I don't like Kyle Lowry. I don't think he's that good of a point guard on any other team. But guess what? What he did in the NBA finals was very impressive. I can't discredit him for that. But when I look at Middleton,
Chris Paul.
when I look at Middleton, and maybe that's the comparison. Middleton is what, like, their team is built like the 90s. Giannis is clearly not only a star, but one of the best players to hold a basketball in the NBA.
Right.
Middleton's nice. He's nice. He'll pop off for 40. He can have some big streaks.
So it's like Oakley and Ewing.
But I'd say it's like Jordan and Pippen. Kid loved to give Pippen the flack, but honestly, it was like, Pip, why are you shooting? Michael Jordan's standing there.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't need you to shoot. Stop shooting. Go guard whoever the best player is on the other side. And that's a lot of why Pippen, what Pippen averaged? We said 15?
He averaged 19 for his career.
19 for his career.
And
when I got Jordan next to me, I don't gotta average 25.
And he stayed locked in. Middleton, despite he didn't really have a great shoot, like first 3 quarters of shooting.
The mental of Middleton, I give him credit.
He guarded who he's supposed to guard, and he facilitated.
Hey,
if I'm not getting off, everybody else gonna get off.
When you can survive the world slandering you, you're strong mental.
It's 2 things that I think it's one of the owners or GMs. I think it was the GM of the Bucks that said it. Said they really feel like Giannis has figured it out, that he doesn't have to take the last shot and be great. And they compared it, and they have a couple other takes on there. I forgot who said it. It was like in the 90s and the 80s, they didn't care about taking the last shot. They cared about winning.
Right.
Well.
Hey, listen.
There's one guy that did.
Oh, absolutely. Mike wanted that shot, right? Bird wanted that shot.
No, I was talking about Pippen, but yeah, those guys
Pippen did, right? But back then, if you look at it, they were talking about how the Bucks ran plays. The Bucks ran plays at the end of a game. You normally don't see that. Now you see a lot of people clear out. They get it to their best player. They give a clear out, drive kick, whatever happens. That's what they do. But the Bucks ran plays, and Giannis is okay saying, "Hey, I can't. I may not be the best option for this." And that's where Chris Middleton steps in. And Chris Middleton is okay knowing that that's his role. And that's the one thing I love about the Bucks. And this is not to get too far off. I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Giannis brings a level of work ethic that I think is missed amongst a lot of American-raised players.
Yeah.
And I think now with the infusion of European and the game being international, you get all of these people who are hungry for it. That only makes the game better. Because if we really think about it, and if we really are being non-biased, some of the best players, really 40 to 50% of the top 10 are all European or international. They really are.
True.
And so at this point, it's going to force them.
You're saying 40 to 50% of the players in the league right now.
The top 10.
are international.
All right, top 10. Like Giannis, Luka,
Jokic,
Embiid.
Yeah, that's 40 right there.
That's 40. That's top 40.
It might be more, honestly. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's a good road to go down. Hold on. Let's see. Giannis, Embiid, Jokic,
Luka.
Who else we got? Do we think in top 10?
Top 10. Oh.
That's my top 10 right there. I stopped there.
Everybody else is a stretch. Like you were born there, but you were raised here. So
it's not necessarily like a race thing or anything like that, but it's like American born and raised versus those who come from an international background. They're coming into this league not only more skilled fundamentally, but now they're coming to with the competition is not as tough. Yeah. Like they're not as physically beat up and stuff like that. And so now I think
you said a key word, P-Kid. Fundamentally, it's not the trend. When we even win,
Luka like to not the basket in a minute.
We not even at a professional level, but even when like we were young and hooping, everybody wanted to shoot the three. That's all they wanted to do. You were passing some guys; they wouldn't even coming to paint to get a rebound. I'm gonna get the rebound, run out to the 3-point line to shoot the three.
Played against professional players. The worst loss I've ever taken was these two Asian dudes on this team, and they played fundamental basketball, and you just couldn't leave them open. Nothing about that game wowed you. They just knew where to be, and they were always in the right spot. And to this day, I still don't understand how we lost. Like they were just in the right spot all the time. And any shots you thought they couldn't make, it was like their job to make it. Like if you're going to leave me open, I have to knock it down. That's just how they treated it. And it was just like, wow, like no nothing. Like I was really amazed. That was 10 years ago.
I'll ask y'all this. I'll ask y'all this because like you're saying, and like we've said, like we're talking about the trend changing. We're talking about, is the NBA going to copy kind of what the Bucks did, or is that a one-off? Is what the Bucks just did a Dirk Nowitzki season? Which we're not going to disrespect Dirk by saying that because Bucks missed out on a lot of good competition due to injuries, and Dirk went through Kobe healthy, he went through KD healthy, and he went through Bron healthy, and the Heatles. Like that's wild.
The season is the season.
But I'll say this is what you mean the season? That was the playoffs.
No, I'm just saying
that's what Dirk did in the playoffs.
I'm in the circumstance of the circumstance.
To his credit, though, I've always said it. Dirk had his best year, and he peaked at the absolute right time. Dirk was not a dominant player.
No,
Dirk. I'll say this.
When you think dominant, you don't think Dirk.
No,
Dirk just took advantage of that. He had a season, and that season was crazy.
I can't say Dirk just had a season. One, Dirk had a season where he put the team on his back.
Yeah,
where like he was absolutely the reason they won it. But Dirk was unstoppable. We just didn't pay attention to him because we don't watch Dallas basketball. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've caught maybe 6 of Luka Doncic's games, and they're all in the playoffs.
I'm sorry, dog. That's you.
But you like Luka. You watching Luka like that.
I watch Dirk and I like Luka, and I'm not trying to disrespect Dirk. Say what?
You watching a lot of Mavs games? Okay, maybe it's just me. Hey, I'd be that guy.
I'm not saying Dirk wasn't really, really good and stuff like that, but when
10 in the chat.
When people try to compare their 2 seasons and stuff like that, I'm like, Giannis is probably Giannis is going to have a better career, and that's okay. That's okay. Like it's okay.
Pops chimed in with a good name for the top list that we didn't include. Sabonis?
Not yet, but it's close. That kid is nice. That kid is nice.
Sabonis got game. That's who we didn't think about from Indiana.
Oh, you brought him up.
I did bring him up.
Oh, that's why I thought we missed over that one.
Because Indiana gonna need
we got totally sidetracked. I was making a point.
Sabonis is 20-12 with over 50% from the field.
We went down the Dirk rabbit hole and we got totally sidetracked. No, I will say this. Is what we saw going to change the NBA, not from an offensive standpoint, because we kind of broke that down, but defensively. And I'll give you this. Is the NBA going to change its calls based off what we're seeing from the international players that are coming over here, based off of how the U.S. is getting bumped around? The first physical play I saw from the U.S. was Zach LaVine dunking on Buddy and telling him, get out of my way. I'm going to two-hand you with this thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a shooting guard. Your first physical play came from your shooting guard. Who only what we got for Zach? What 215, 210? He not that heavy. Matt, a lot of muscle, muscle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying though? Like that's your now. I mean,
you know how to throw your weight. 210 is a lot.
It is. It's not no disrespect to Zach, but I'm just saying like, are we gonna see the league change defensively, rules calls wise? Like the defense we saw in the play, I had nothing to say bad about Scott Foster or Tony Brothers, and it's the first time in a long time that I can say that watching an NBA game.
Because I hated to see not to get at Devin Booker, he got a lot to deal with during this offseason himself, but
it's not just getting that baby. That's tough.
It's just it was a lot of flailing. It was a lot of thinking I'm gonna get a ticky-tack call, and he didn't. And I'm like, bruh, unfortunately, he didn't read the room. Look at how that series was being called. Yeah. We saw it. I don't know who was commentating and said this is a football game. Literally, like
probably Mark Jackson.
Yeah, like
that's happened when a football game. It was good basketball.
On Bobby Portis, like when he was guarding when he was guarding Crowder. Crowder, of course, I like a Crowder type player because they built for it tough. Like, bro, like I'm taking all the hits. You're gonna get this shoulder in your chest or whatever, like that. Those type of players, that type of play, that's what he is built for.
That's my only gripe against older announcers, though. Like those older announcers, like Jeff would never have said, "Oh, that's a foul." I can't believe they call it this way. Like you coached in the '90s. Like, right. You coached. You coached in the early. You know that's not a foul, bro. Like, come on.
Jeff coached in 2007. That's his last coaching job. 2007, brother.
Nah, but
Kobe hadn't even caught his second win yet.
Hey, listen. all I'm saying is, even in 2007, Kobe was getting clotheslined, and Raja Bell was still on the bench.
Raja Bell.
Hey, you get clotheslined now, you got to get escorted out the building. Raja Bell sat on the bench. I could be wrong about that, but it makes a good take. Anyway,
I was surprised. I will say, to your point, I was surprised because there was quite a few games where I saw fouls in the paint that I thought was, I mean, by definition of the game today, I thought like the one, what was it? Giannis was chasing down Booker. Booker yammed it, but Giannis pushed him after he dunked it. And Booker stumbled. He didn't fall hard, but he stumbled. And you can tell that Giannis was out of the play. He didn't go for the ball. I was like, Giannis finna get ejected. It did end up being a flagrant foul, which I think like you said in the earlier NBA, it would have been like, well, he didn't punch you in the face, dog. Like, keep playing, quit crying. But I think what we're seeing is, or what we saw in the finals was, I mean, even the dunk Giannis did, the alley-oop from Drew Holiday.
Chris definitely pushed him.
Chris Paul, that's a dirty play.
That's a dirty play. He pushed.
That's a dirty play.
Yeah.
Now we don't
Chris
look
did
at
that several times though.
You know why it doesn't. You know why you don't look at it this way. I'll tell you that because Chris Paul is 6'2", and Giannis is 7 feet tall.
No, hold on, but my view is Dirty is trying to undercut him. He didn't undercut him.
Dirty Giannis is in the air and you're pushing him.
Yeah,
it don't matter how big he is.
If I can't land,
so any push while you're in the air is dirty.
Yeah, because
if you're going like that, yeah,
you don't know how I'm gonna land. If I'm dunking and you trying to stop me from dunking by pushing me under the rim, my arms are already up at the rim. If you push me forward, I'm gonna hit the rim. I could be off balance. That's how we lose. We lost.
Gordon Hayward.
No, Gordon Hayward, we did, but no, Gordon Hayward, but that wasn't intentional. That wasn't an intentional one. No, we lost on the Bulls. He broke his teeth. Chris Dunn. Remember Chris Dunn, two-hand dunked, and then somebody ran under him, and he broke his teeth.
Yeah.
But again, that's being undercut. I will say the best way to do what he did was what CP3 did. Like, and it resulted in like the least. It's
not the best way to do it. If you're gonna get dunked on, you're gonna get dunked on. Like, don't try to be dirty about it. And this is the
I'm
thing.
on the fence with that because
you know why you're on the fence? Because Giannis didn't get hurt.
You on that too? But can we pivot for the last 10 minutes of the show and just give credit where credit is due? Drew Holiday absolutely played the best defense we've seen a guard play in a very long time.
Drew Holiday, I'll say this: Drew Holiday played the best defense we've seen from a point guard since Rajon Rondo.
Those steals, we got to remember it was Drew Holiday that got them steals. Late game on Devin Booker, causing those turnovers. The way he gets over a screen. It's a science. Like, they really need to just take film and you just watch the way he doesn't do the drop. He doesn't do the drop defense. They don't do that scheme when he's guarding the primary ball handler. He goes over, and how he goes over is a work of art. I promise you it is, because it's the way he contorts his body to do it. Yeah. And it's just like he gets. I don't care how many shots he misses. He puts up so much on the defensive end. That, I mean, he's well deserved of all team. First team all defense. He got that selection. Robin Lopez. We got to give him credit. When he came in, absolutely make good time of his minutes.
Brooke.
Brooke. Yeah, you're right.
Robin Lopez was watching Paddington Bear on Twitter, which is wild. You wasn't even watching your brother in the finals, bro.
He don't like his brother like that.
Bro, they twins. They be kicking it together. They went to play on the same team. Together. They lived together.
He knew he was gonna win anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, like we got the Bucks as a team. Their team stepped up. Yeah. Their team said, like, listen, Bobby came in and gave them 14 points that they needed, and they trusted him to give them 14 points, 14 whatever he was, and he was getting them. Bobby's turning around facing people up like he got it like that, and he had it.
Hey, real quick though. I just to make this quick point and get back to it real quick. They're not. I feel like they're gonna switch the defense in some ways, but there's so many kids coming up now that
have already been ingrained in it.
Not even that. I'm just talking about like straight skill set. Like Giannis ain't even the best brother. His youngest brother ain't even up yet.
Oh wow!
Like
I don't know.
I don't know if he's not the best. Listen, I've seen
he's not going to be.
Listen, I've seen the other. I've seen the other two. I don't think it's gonna be that.
You got Thon Maker's brother. He plays center and point. Like,
there's some international players.
Like it's the like. I just think they're gonna have to sooner or later split the All-Star game up into just USA.
Nah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That creates a diversity issue in that situation.
That's good basketball.
I don't know about a diversity issue, but
I think if you do that, you're gonna have American players that are dual citizens that are like, no, I'm not gonna play for America. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to bring that issue in. Kyrie definitely not playing for America.
It's the All-Star. It's the All-Star game though.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it. To me.
Olympics, you could play that if you.
You know what I'm saying? Like Olympics is a little different. Olympics is a little different.
I mean, but a little sophomore. Or
we're talking Olympics. Let's not forget that Devin Booker is definitely playing on Olympic team. Drew Holiday is definitely playing on Olympic team.
Oh yeah, it's about to go up.
Somebody said that last. He got to catch a flight with Middleton and Drew Holiday.
Hey, they about to roast him the whole flight.
Yes, to Tokyo. How long is that flight? Like 16 hours?
It's not sure.
Too long. Hey, Booker go get a different flight. I promise you he is. He's like, I can't be in the same room with you all too long.
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all go cop the merch. Link is in the description below. TWCBreeze.com. Get in tune with that. Make sure to check out Views from the Bleachers Podcast. And we got a ton of stuff coming for you this week. As always, new studio, almost finished. I know this room looks great. It's not the new stew. To my man's AD, Mr. Two Letters, Stefan the Don P. Kid. It's your boy, Pat the Designer. Ayo, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago, man. Peace.